Welcome back, students. I am your S.St teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching S.St June. So students, today in this video we will study our 5th chapter of Civics, that is Judiciary. So students, what is Judiciary? First of all, let's see a short intro. Students, our government is having two types of division. First is vertically, second is horizontally. The vertically division is union or central government, second the state government, and the third layer is local government. And if we will see the division vertically, this is divided into again three parts, that is legislature, executive, and the judiciary. So students, here we will see the horizontal division of our government, which is the third part of this, and that is judiciary. So students, let's see what are the topics which we will discuss in our this video. So the chapter is containing these 6 topics. So let's see what are the topics. First of all, students, we will see what is judiciary. Second, what is the role of the judiciary. In the third topic, we will see the next question, that is what is an independent judiciary. In the fourth question, we will see what is the structure of courts in India, in which we will see the divisions of court in India. And that in fifth one, we will see what are the different branches of the legal system. Because students, the legal system is also having different branches like criminal one, civil court, and different types. So that we will see in fifth topic. And then at last we will see, does everyone have access to the court? Students, as you know that all citizens are having the fundamental rights. So that it is the right to everyone that he or she can access to the court, that we will see in our 6th topic. So let's start our chapter with the introduction of the chapter, that is what is judiciary. So students, let's see what is judiciary. Students, judiciary is the organ of government that interprets the law which passed by the parliament and the state assemblies as the legislative assemblies. Students, it applies the laws to punish lawbreakers, to settle disputes, and to protect the citizens' right, including the fundamental rights. Students, the question is there that how the judiciary playing its role to play these type of activities. So students, to know more about the role of judiciary, let's see our next topic, that is what is the role of judiciary. So students, as you can see, the next topic is what is the role of the judiciary. So students, the judiciary is playing a vital role in our government in many ways. But there are 3 major roles which are played by judiciary, and these are dispute resolution, second judicial review, and the third is upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Students, if we talk about the dispute resolution, what is dispute resolution? The judiciary works to resolve disputes between two different groups. The dispute can be between two citizens of a city. The dispute can be between the state and the citizen. The dispute can be between two states or the central or state government. Means any kind of dispute which can be resolved by the judiciary, it is known as the dispute resolution. And if we talk about the judicial review, what is judicial review? Students, when court look at a law or act of the legislative and executive branches, it is known as the judicial review. Okay, And the third is upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. As the heading is showing to you students, what is this? That is, the judiciary also support the law which are passed by our different the branches of our government. And if we talk about the enforcing fundamental rights, students, as we know that every person is having the rights which are known as the fundamental rights. So students, the judiciary also enforcing and they ensure to observe that everyone's fundamental rights should not be hurt by anyone, that anybody's dignity should not be hurt by anyone. So if anybody's dignity hurt by anyone, in that case it is the right of the judiciary to protect the fundamental rights of the particular person. So students, as we know that there are three organs, as already I told you, there are total three organs of our constitution. These are legislature, judiciary, as well as the executive. So students, the question is there that our judiciary can do work independently or not, because as you know there are three organs of our constitution that they may affect to the judiciary. So are these organs, these two organs like executive and the legislature, are these organs are affecting to our judiciary or not? To know more about this topic, let's move to our next topic. The topic is, what is an independent judiciary? Students, that our constitution state that the judiciary is independent, that no one can be interfere in the work of the judiciary. So student, that means the other organ of the government cannot influence the functioning and decisions of the judiciary. So students, few measures are there which are making us understood about independent judiciary. So let's see what are these measures. Students, the constitution has ensured independence of the judiciary through a number of measures. These are, in adopting the judges, the president consults the Chief Justice of India. Thus, neither the executive nor the Chief Justice of India can have full control over judges' appointment. The appointment of judges does not involve political parties. Thus, personal favoritism would play no part in the appointment of judges. Next measure is, students, that is, the judges hold office till the age of retirement. The security of tenure or permanent status ensure that the judge functions without apprehension. The next measure is, the removal of judges is a very difficult procedure, so that security is assumed to the members of the judiciary. And the most important measure of our judiciary, students, that is, the parliament has the power to determine the salary and allowances of judges, but it cannot reduce these during the judge's term of office. Moreover, they are charged on the Consolidated Fund of India and are not subject to vote of Parliament. This provision seeks to prevent judges from becoming financially dependent on Parliament. So students, these were few measures through which we come to know that our judiciary do work independently. So students, if we talk about the structure of the courts in India. Students, it is divided into three major parts. So that is started from lower to upper. Okay, so first is the lower court, second organ is High Court, and the supreme organ is known as Supreme Court. So students, if anybody is having dispute related to any matter, first he take this matter into the lower court. Then after, if he or she is not satisfied with this decision, they can take their matter to the High Court, and again they can pass this matter to the Supreme Court. But if the decision has declared by the Supreme Court, no one can challenge the decision to any lower one courts. So students, that's why the court is divided into three parts, because sometimes the person can be disagree with the judgment of the lower court, so they can appeal to the senior courts for to changing the decision. Students, now let's see what is lower court. Students, the lower court is also divided into four major groups. That is district court, second civil and the criminal court, third revenue court, and the fourth is Lok Adalat. Okay, so students, now let's see one by one what are the three major organs of the court, and then after that we will see a short intro of these four parts of the lower court. So first of all, students, let's talk about the Supreme Court. Students, the Supreme Court is the highest court of justice in our country. It functions in New Delhi. It consists of a Chief Justice and 25 other judges. The Parliament can increase or decrease the number of the judges. The President of India appoints the Chief Justice and all the other judges of the Supreme Court. He also appoints the judges of the High Court. And students, if we talk about the powers of the Supreme Court. So students, there are 5 kinds of cases on which the Supreme Court can pass judgment. And the categories can be broadly divided into 5 parts. These are: first, the appellate jurisdiction; second, original jurisdiction; third, advisory jurisdiction; fourth, supervisory jurisdiction; and the fifth is court of record. Students, second is High Court. The highest court of law in every state is called High Court. Ordinarily, every state has a High Court, but Parliament has the power to pass a law providing for a common High Court for more than one state. For example, there is a common court for Punjab and Haryana. The same High Court has jurisdiction over the Union Territory of Chandigarh also. Similarly, the High Court at Guwahati has its jurisdiction over the state Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Nagaland. At present, there are total 24 High Courts in our country. Students, a High Court is headed by a Chief Justice, who is appointed by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Governor of the state. The other judges of a High Court are appointed by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of India. For the selection of other judges, the President may also consult the Chief Justice of the concerned state. Students, if we talk about the lower court, it is also divided as the subordinated courts. These, as already I told you, that is district court, civil and criminal courts, revenue courts and the Lok Adalats. Students with the Lok Adalat, we can include the Nyay Panchayats. Students, the district court is the highest civil court in the district. If we talk about the civil and criminal courts in a district, the court of the district judge is the highest civil court and the court of the session judges is the highest criminal court. About the revenue court, we can say the revenue courts are those that hear cases which involve the payment of revenue. The highest revenue court in a state is the Board of Revenue. And if we talk about the Lok Adalat, usually the courts that we have take much time to decide different cases and a lot of money is spent on it. To save time and money, Lok Adalats have been set up in our country. Under this system, a large number of cases are decided in a single day. So students, our next question from the chapter is that what are the different branches of the legal system? So to know more about the different branches of the legal system, just have a look upon a case which is related to the dowry death. So students, what was the case? Around 1980 there was a dowry case in which Lakshman and his mother were accused and they were guilty. The decision which was done by the High Court, the brother-in-law of Lakshman's wife was not satisfied from that decision. So he took that case to the Supreme Court, and where the Supreme Court found Lakshman and his family guilty, and the Supreme Court has given them a punishment, whole life imprisonment. Students, as you can see, the whole sole power to make a proper decision is in hand of the Supreme Court. If anybody is not satisfied from the decision of the lower or the higher court, so they can shift their case to the Supreme Court. So students, as you have seen, that dowry case is a crime which is against to the society. So students, here are different things and the different cases are passed on to the different type of courts. So if we talk about the different branches of the legal system, there are total 2 branches of the legal system which are known as the criminal law and the civil law. So we will know more about these 2 laws through your book which has been given in your book. So students, if we talk about a civil case pertains to the civil liberties of a citizen, while a criminal case is in essence a crime. Sometimes a wrong may constitute both civil and criminal features, and thus can be instituted as both or either of them. Means कभी कभी हमें confusion हो जाता है. So what are the distinction between a civil case and a criminal case? So let's see. The victim of a civil case is an individual, and it is he who files the case in the court of law. On the other hand, the victim of a criminal case is considered to be the state or society, and so a criminal case is filed by the state or the police. Means students, जो सिविल केस का विक्टिम होता है वो इंडिविजुअली भी अपना केस फाइल कर सकता है, बट if the victim is related to the criminal case, so he would be considered as a matter of the state or the society. So students, in the next point, if you want to talk, a civil case is filed direct in the competent court of law, while a criminal case starts with the filing of an FIR, which means first information report with the police. मीन्स स्टूडेंट्स जो सिविल केस होता है उसमें विदाउट एनी FIR जो केस है वो कोर्ट में लाया जा सकता है, बट इन द क्रिमिनल केस द फिलिंग FIR इज मोस्ट रिक्वायर्ड प्रोसीजर. Students, if we talk about the punishment for both types of cases, it differs. In a civil case, the insured party may be awarded a compensation and imprisonment is seldom awarded. However, in a criminal case, the wrongdoer may be imprisoned and or fined. The court may give some compensation to the victim, but it is not necessary. And in a civil case, the parties may settle the case out of court, but it is not possible in a criminal case. So students, you have seen two different branches of our judiciary system. So students, now our today's last topic and the question is that, does everyone have access to the court? So students, the answer is yes. Why so? The answer is yes. Students, because it is the right of every citizen and it has been given by our constitution that everyone can access to the court. Students, if we talk about the matter how everyone can access the court. So students, as we know, the court is available for all. If anyone fundamental rights violated, so that is their right to approach the court for justice. And students, there is a procedure which is known as PIL, which means public interest litigation. So students, as I told you that everyone can access to the court, same in that PIL, which is known as the public interest litigation, it is filled if any public interest is affected. It can also be filled on general issues which are affecting to the public. Students, to available the court to everybody, there is one more facility which is given by the government, that is the legal aid scheme. What is it? Students, here are few legal aid schemes which are providing the free legal services which made available to the weaker section of the society, which means those can't afford the lawyers and the legal policies which are provided by the government, so they can access the court through the legal aid schemes. So students, here is a topic in your book which we will discuss about the PIL. What is this? If you will see in this page number 61, students, here is a matter in which you can see that, did you know that the midday meal that children now receive in government and government aided schools in because of a PIL? How? See the photos on the right and read the text below to understand how this came about. So students, here is a case study of the PIL which was related to the midday meal scheme. In the context of this scheme, we can see the result of this in the page number 62. So students, if you will see here, for the common person, access to court is access to justice. The court exercise a crucial role in interpreting the fundamental rights of citizens, and as you saw in the above case, the courts interpreted Article 21 of the Constitution on the right to life to include the right to food. They therefore ordered the state to take certain steps to provide food for all, including the midday meal scheme. So students, if you can see in this picture, here are the different pictures which are showing food scarcity, and then after the wastage of food crops, and due to that the government has decided to declare an order, and it was possible just because of PIL. And through that PIL, as I told you, that PIL is basically a public interest litigation through which the individuals can apply for the case if anybody's right which is violated publicly and any other matters. So through the PIL, the government has ordered to the state government to provide the food including midday meal. So students, as you have seen the role of judiciary in our government, in Indian government. So students, the judiciary is playing a vital role, even a crucial role, and it is a kind of safeguard to protect the fundamental rights of human beings. Even students, as the judiciary is free from all the part of our constitution, so it can provide a kind of rights to everyone, and it can be interfere if anybody's rights are violating, and it is also interfering if the justice or the law and the rules and regulations are not according to the common people. So students, here we can say the judiciary is an important organ of our constitution, because it is providing many kind of facilities. Even it is a safeguard, it is protecting our rights. So the judiciary is required for our constitution. So students, here our chapter is complete. I am providing you few keywords which you have to note down in your notebook. Students, for more update and videos related to your chapters, keep watching S.St. Joe.